Hey kings and queens, welcome back to my channel. If you are new to my channel, my name is Nifani. I'm a mother of one son. I'm a truck driver. I'm also an entrepreneur. I sell lipsticks, lashes, and purses. And I'm an artist. And you can check out my music right here on YouTube. There's a whole playlist for you.
Let's go.
Good afternoon. Welcome to day 2 of Project 153. Y'all, so we have officially 152 more days left of 2026. And I want to talk about my theme for the month of August, and I also want to do some reflection about the month of July. If you don't know, I turned 33 July 18th, so that was great, right? So let's go over and reflect about last month's theme, and then we can go over and talk about this month's theme for myself. So when I'm looking at what I wrote, I didn't finish. So let's talk about the theme for July. My theme for July was rebuild and space. So I'm gonna read what I wrote. The question that I always ask myself when it's time for a new theme of the month is, what can I do to embody my theme for July? And I wrote, God gave me relief in a way I did not expect, and I ask that Allah helps me to use this time wisely. I will have time to pray and to heal. I would have time, like more quality time as far as with Ace and my mom. So I put like motherhood here, more quality time with Ace. Then I said discipline. I'll have time to work out, eat healthy, and nearness to God. Like I'll have time to read my Quran, listen to lectures from Mufti Meek, which is an imam, aka preacher, like, so y'all can understand what I'm saying. And then I'll have time to pray 5 times a day on my prayer mat, because it has been a minute since I got on my prayer mat. But I got on my prayer mat, y'all. So we'll get into that in a minute when I'm talking about the reflection. Right now, I'm just reading what I wrote. So another question I asked myself is, how do I want to feel in July? I remember crying, and I will go into that. Let's read what I wrote. So I said I want to feel grateful, at ease, happy, loved, celebrated, admired, a leader, a great mother, understood, seen in a positive light, heard, valued, taken care of, provided for, abundant, rich, financially secure, calm, at peace, have inner peace, mentally stable, balanced, fairly treated, respected, respectable, solution-based. I want to feel like a boss, joyful, trustworthy, financially free, stable, able, healthy, businesswoman, confident, well-read, knowledgeable, professional, brave, bold, righteous, a steward, loving, soft, gentle, bright, belonging, accepted, and welcomed. And this is the part I started crying. I'll get into it a little bit. I started crying because, like, as far as the environment that I wanted to feel belonging in and accepted and welcome, I started thinking, well, maybe I don't belong there. Like, maybe I'm shrinking the person that I can be to fit in this box. And in reality, that's all it is. It's just a small box. Like, I want to talk about thinking for a minute, because I feel like in that environment, I had to limit my thinking. And I don't ever want to place myself in a box. That's a part of the reason why I want to change this intro. Like my intro that I made, I want to make a different one, especially for Project 153. Not saying that I'm limitless, but like as far as my thinking, daydreaming, brainstorming, I don't ever want to put limits on that. And in the environment that I'm speaking of, it was a lot of limited thinking. Like, it was no big thinking. I guess that's why it was hard for me to connect and relate and be okay. We'll come back to this thinking conversation in one moment. Let's get back to my theme for July. And I want to talk about this because I didn't finish it, right? I stopped at the feelings and I started crying and I never picked up where I left. So let's reflect. Do I feel like I embodied my theme for July as far as some of my ways that I said that I was going to embody the theme? I do. One of the things that I did do is I got back on my prayer mat. I am actively learning like different surahs as far as my prayers. But I definitely learned. So A+ on that. And I had such a good day yesterday, Saturday. After the game with Ace, I stayed and I hung out with him and his friends. And they're such a great group of boys. I made them race to see who the fastest. They're so competitive, right? And like, don't ever play with my jit. Yes, I'm gonna glaze my baby. But anyways, I say all that to say, I've spent a lot of quality time with my baby, especially over the summer. And it was just mostly us in the house chilling, but like, or me and my baby going to my mom's house and playing with my brother's new cat. Like, so just until like he starts sneezing or getting itchy, because Ace is allergic to cats. So yeah. But anyways, so yes, I did that. And okay, now let's talk about August's theme, and then we're gonna get back to that thinking conversation because it'll make sense when we get there, okay? Okay, so my theme for August, and I asked myself 4 questions, and this was complete. So let's go over the theme for August that I have here is balance and consistency. The questions, let's go over the questions and then I'll tell you my answers. What can I do to embody my theme of August? How do I want to feel in August? What do I want to invite into my life in August? What will I let go of in August? Okay, so let's go to the first question. So what can I do to embody my theme of August? And the theme is balance and consistency. I said here, show up every day, stick to my habits, keep learning, commitment and obsession with growth, discipline and patience, especially when it comes to my trading and my family. And then the next question is, how do I want to feel in August? I want to feel free, happy, peaceful, having inner peace, grounded in my faith, grounded in my family, loved and understood, valued, valuable, able, stable, capable, respectable, respected, emotionally controlled, a hero, provider, soft, strong, grown, confident, bold, bright, glowing, mature, mindful, faithful, calm, discerning, protected, provided for, grateful, walking with God and being guided by God. And then the next question is, what do I want to invite into my life in August 2026? I said financial freedom, love, consistently profitable when it comes to my trading and my businesses, successful, well-read, and positive energy, self-love. And then I said for the next question is, what will I let go of in August 2026? I said limited thinking, shame, waiting energy, holding on to past lessons, and then I put / false hope, and then profanity. That's what we're doing for August. So all of this is what I'm working towards this whole month of August. And we have, how many days in August do we have? We have 31 days of August, okay? Now let's get into what I said, well-read, as far as what do I want to invite into my life, well-read. And I'm going to connect this to the critical thinking that I want to talk about, or the thinking part I want to talk about. Because I honestly feel that in this society, with this generation, we are losing our critical thinking skills. People are not thinking. People aren't thinking. People are not thinking. And if they are thinking, they're not doing it to the highest level. There's a whole pyramid of thinking that I'm going to share on the screen right here so you can see. And people are at the lowest 2 levels. They're not increasing. Like, they're staying right there. And I am going to share a clip. Well, we can watch it together.
hierarchies of thought, layers of meaning, and levels of thinking that range from the most basic impulses to the heights of true revelation. And yet, despite the astonishing tools, knowledge, and information available to us today, most people never climb past the very first steps. In school, in politics, in culture, and especially online, the majority of society still operates at the lowest layers of thinking, remembering, or more accurately, simply regurgitating everything that they've been told. Not thinking for themselves, not questioning or examining, just echoing. Words without the weight, opinions without origin, beliefs without understanding. And here's the terrifying part. Most people don't even realize there are higher levels of thinking that you can ascend. It created the perfect metaphor for modern society. Because today, most people are stuck at the very bottom of that pyramid, and the higher you go through the levels, the fewer people there are. Now, for those who don't know, here's a brief explanation of the pyramid. At the bottom you have remembering, which is simply repeating the information you've been given verbatim. The next is understanding, the ability to explain ideas in your own words. Application means using the information to solve simple problems. After that comes analysis, the ability to compare, contrast, break things apart, and see the hidden structure behind ideas. Evaluating allows you to form judgments and determine priorities. And finally, at the very top, you have creating, the rarest level, where you take everything you learned and synthesize it into something genuinely new. A fresh idea, a new model, a new perspective that didn't exist before. Unfortunately, most of humanity never reaches level 4, while some never even reach level 2. But the crisis isn't just that people fail to reach the top, it's that they don't know they're stuck at the bottom. They believe that they're thinking simply because information is passing through their minds. It's like riding shotgun and convincing yourself that you're the one steering. Now, we live in an era of unprecedented access to knowledge. The entire sum of human history is available in your pocket. And yet that paradox is painful. The more information that we have, the less we seem to understand. We confuse awareness with comprehension. We confuse memory with intelligence. We confuse noise with depth. To understand this crisis and the path out of it, we have to start with the foundation.
All right, and I will link the rest of that video in my description box down below. Today reminded me that growth doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it looks like reflecting on where you've been, choosing how you want to think, and ending the day with people you love. I don't know exactly where these next 151 days will lead, but I do know this. Every day I show up is another promise I'm keeping to myself. Thank you for spending part of your day with me. I'll see you tomorrow for day 3, inshallah, if Allah wills.